My name is Joe Cassidy, inventor, president, and CEO of Zephyr International, Inc., an Oregon corporation. It has already been stated that we only have 10 years to halt the advancement of climate change. There is no magic bullet. You can't reverse climate change in less than 10 or 20 years, and you must halt the advancement prior to that. Why? CO2 and other greenhouse gases that escape the face of the earth travel upwards to the stratosphere. The stratosphere starts just over 6 miles up and continues just over another 30 miles. The way that these particles work is that once they reach the stratosphere, they don't go beyond it. They park right there. Scientists have determined what happens when those particles stop. The sun passes through to the earth, heats the earth, does its work, but then what happens is that heat rises. It's supposed to pass through the stratosphere and out into the universe where it'll cause no harm. However, what happens is what's called the greenhouse effect. Those particles reflect heat back to the earth, and just like a greenhouse, it holds the heat in. More than 30 years ago, scientists warned us that we had to stop the particles that reached the stratosphere at 400 parts per million. We've now exceeded that and gone to more than 415 parts, and this is what I call the domino effect. The problem is that it's not going to take that many decades to reach a point of 500 parts per million. When that happens, it's what I call the snowball effect. Once that snowball is rolling downhill, it won't stop. Scientists frequently refer to this point at 500 parts per million as being the tipping point, meaning that it's gone beyond return. 1992, Oregon State University and author William J. Ripple and 7 of his associate authors penned an article entitled Warning to Humanity. That article, when published in a prestigious scientific journal, was seen by thousands of scientists around the country. And Professor Ripple invited 20 of his associate scientific friends and any other qualified scientists that wanted to do so to sign on to that document. Immediately, more than 1,700 scientists around the world signed on to that document. More than half of them were Nobel laureates. 25 years later, there were more than 15,600 signatures from 184 countries worldwide. At that point, Dr. Ripple and his associate authors published a second warning to humanity. My understanding today, about 2.5 years later, is there are now more than 20,000 scientists from more than 184 countries worldwide that have signed that document. Scientists do not sign a document of that nature unless they know it's absolutely accurate. Any scientist today that takes an opposing view will automatically be persona non gratis, meaning not wanted. This has become one of the largest scientific peer review in modern history. This video is longer than the average campaign video. The reason is the average reader only retains 10% of the written content. The initial oral presentation will be retained by 50%. 48 hours later, 25%, and that's still at 2.5 times the reader's retention capability. This video is followed by Oregon State University Dr. James A. Liberty's evaluation of our company's wind turbine technology.